Welcome to Healy Fit with your instructor, Jen. Today, I have a lower body workout for you in the Pilates fashion. So when you're ready, let's go ahead, grab a mat, and come on down to all fours. So from your tabletop position, we'll start out with cat-cow, rounding and arching into the back, and then opening up into the belly. So when you round up into the back, pull your shoulders back towards your hips. As you arch the belly down, separate rib cage from hips. Arching up, thread the navel back to the spine, and then release a little bit as you arch down. Good, now putting it all together, rib cage towards hips, belly button towards spine, and that opening up. Next up, we're going to extend your back right leg and lift up and down. So from your tabletop position, hands under shoulders or slightly in front, knees under hips, core braced. We're just lifting that back right leg up and down. So what you're aiming for is an elevation up to a point where you feel the glute and the hamstring engage, but you don't feel the belly button drop. So keeping your core braced throughout. And we're going to slowly pull that leg over to one side, look towards the leg as you do, and then bring it back towards center. So this crossover is going to get a little bit more inner thigh. As you lift the leg back towards center, you're using the outer thigh. So the adductors and the abductors, as well as the obliques, are getting their workout here. About halfway there. A few more here. And this one we're going to hold. Go ahead, sit back onto your heels. A little bit of a stretch into that outer thigh where we were balancing. And then we're going to come up into a twist. So go ahead, wrap your right arm around the left leg, turn and look over the back left shoulder. From there, we're going to stand. So bring your foot slightly outside the shin line. Hand to thigh, hand to floor, however you need to rise up. We're slowly going to lift up into a curtsy position. Hands to hips, drop the back knee down towards the floor, and then rise up, driving through the front heel. Feeling the front quadricep engage. Good, so we've got a great core brace. We've got that outer inner thigh work here, front quadricep, working on our stability and balance, as well as our glutes and our legs. Just a few more of these curtsies. And now we're going to hip hinge and lift that back leg from the crossover all the way back and up. Go ahead, cross back over, left heel, and then lift back up towards the center line. Let's do 4 more like that. Cross over and lift. Now toe can come all the way down to the floor, or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, keep the leg raised the whole time. Almost there. Now let's hold it to the back and curl heel towards hip, flexing in through the hamstring and glute on that back right leg. Good, so we're still on that same leg. Lots of work one side. So if you cut it down into halves, we've got about 7 to 8 minutes on each side. So you're almost halfway through your right leg. Good, now this next one, take your body in through center, fold the knee, hand to chest is just going to help you keep your chest up. So if that works for you, you can bring your hand to the chest, or you can bring your right hand down towards your hip. Opening the knee out to the side. We're trying to keep our balance and stability on the left side. And you might notice here, my eye focus is down on the ground. So if you focus on something on the floor that is unmoving, it'll help you keep your balance and stability as you move the leg out to the side. Maybe sometimes we slip, and that's okay. We reset. All right, so next movement, knee up. Leg extends, and then we pull back. So we're doing our bicycle wheel from standing. Knee up, extend, and then pull back. Hand can stay to heart, or we can bring it down to the hip as before. Good, and we're sliding a little bit more towards the left side so that we have room for the leg to pull all the way back. So knee up, leg extends with the toes pointed, and then flex the toes towards the shin as you pull the leg back. All right, from here, the foot stays back, fingertips come up to the forehead, and then we hip hinge, coming into kind of a B stance. Good morning. So keeping the hips up and back, hinge down, keeping the chest up, elbows high. And again, that abdominal core brace. Good, I'll show you the next 4 from side so you can see flat back. I like to say we can serve dinner off of that. So from hips all the way up to the crown, we've got a flat, elongated spine. All right, this next one, I'm going to turn back so you can see we're going to bend elbow down towards knee. Now, if you want a little bit more intensity, bring that knee up as you hinge down towards it. All right, so slowly thread elbow and knee in together, really working along the outer obliques. Exhale as you thread elbow towards knee, trying to balance best we can on that left side. Almost there. 3. And now let's switch. All right, so same as before. We are working in reverse now. So knee up or knee stays down, and we just hinge the elbow down towards the hip. Good, exhaling as you bring the elbow down, pulling rib cage towards hip, getting that outer oblique line. Going back to your B stance. Now the left leg is back, right foot is forward. Tailbone lifts up and back, chest stays open, elbows stay out wide. Length from crown all the way to tailbone, hinge forward, and then rise up, little squeeze of the glutes on the way up. So we really dive into the backside. These are great exercises, not only for the glutes and hamstrings, but we're also diving into the low back, which is an essential part of our core strength and stability. So those postural support muscles are what we are always going to focus on in our Pilates practice. Next move, we do our bicycle wheel. Knee up, leg extends, and then we pull back. So now we're on that left leg, knee up, extend, and pull back. Awesome. Continue going. Pull, 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 pull. And we're pulling back to the point we feel that glute, that hamstring engaged. We've still got our core brace, bringing our belly button back towards our spine. Moving into our abduction. Knee moves out away from the midline. Toes are flexed a little bit in towards the shin. Knee is bent, opening that leg out to the side and then squeezing back in. Also call these our fire hydrants. So open, 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 and then release. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. And then let's bring it into that hip hinge, leg extension, and then hamstring fold. Good. So leg extends, and then we fold heel towards hip. Good. Now again, as you extend the leg, if you want to tap the toes down to the floor to rebalance, restabilize, you are welcome to move in that direction. If you want that challenge, leg stays lifted the whole time. All right, back into that crossover and then leg lift, crossover, and leg lift. So the leg stays straight the whole time. We just cross it over that bottom right leg and then lift it up and back behind us. Let's go for about 4 more. Rise up. 3. And lift. Awesome. Leg behind leg. Let's go into our curtsy, dropping the back knee towards the mat and then rising back up. Drive through your front heel. Good. Focusing again, glutes, hamstrings, core strength and stability. So tall, elevated posture from the feet all the way up to the crown of the head. Coming all the way down to the mat. Let's open up in those stretches. So first we start with the twist. Left arm around the right leg. We twist, look over the back right shoulder. Exhale, back in through front, stretch forward, and come back into your all fours with that crossover, looking back towards the leg and then lift it back up and behind you. Cross over and lift. Cross and rise. Good. Core pulled in, feeling the work into the obliques, into the glutes, into the hamstrings. We are in our home stretch and you are doing so well. Going into the leg lift, leg stays straight back behind you. We just lift up. Again, stopping at the point where we feel the work in the backside, but we don't feel the belly button drop. So we still keep our core abdominal brace, navel pulled in and up towards the spine, and back away from the waistband. So good. Tuck both knees in. Let's sit back into a child's pose here. Feeling the stretch from fingertips all the way down along the back towards the glutes. One more deep breath. And then slowly sweep your chest forward, coming into a cobra position. Elbows pulled back and down, chest is lifted. Eye gaze maybe up between the eyebrows, looking towards the sky. As you come back down, we are going to fold one heel in at a time. Oh, you're so close to being done, but we've just got a little bit more. All right, so single leg kick in towards the glute. Fold one heel in at a time and then extend that leg back. As you fold the heel in, we're working the hamstring into the glute. Fold in, feel the work in the backside. Now your hands can be under your shoulders, or maybe you want to bring your hands under your chin. Or maybe you want to bring your elbows under your shoulders. Each of those has a little bit different feel into the back. So adjust as you see fit, whatever one works best for you. Doing a few extra of these. And now let's go from our singles. We are going to slowly add in our doubles. So both legs are going to be up next. Fold both heels in towards you and then extend both legs out with control. Good. Curl, 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 and release. Good. Now same as before, belly button up and in. Chest is lifted, shoulders pulled down away from ears. As you fold the heels in, feel the work in the backside. Hamstrings, glutes. Probably feeling it in your low back too. All right, let's add the arms into this work. So still working into the backside. We are going to lift everything up, 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 up. This is like your yoga locust pose. So as you lift up, reach your hands toward your toes, lift your shoulders, your forearms, your hands up from the floor, arching into the back, lifting tops of feet, shins, tops of knees, maybe even all the way up into the thighs, depending on your flexibility. Okay, we're really feeling this into the low back, into the glutes, into the hamstrings. Anytime you need to, child's pose, stretch it out. All right, now let's add that curl in, squeeze the elbows in, and then reach everything out. Hands reach to the front, toes reach down to the mat. Pull, pull, pull. Elbows into your sides, heels in towards your hips, and then reach back out. Exhale, pull in. Maybe even lift the chest up higher as you pull the elbows and heels in, and then lower the chest down lower as you come back out to full extension. Awesome. Release the feet back down to the floor, coming into child's pose, hips to heels, arms to front. Just breathe. Feel that stretch all the way from the front to the back side. Y'all, we made it. We made it. That is the end of our workout. Let's cross one arm over the other, reaching the hands to the left side of the mat. Shift your hips to the right. Feel that stretch along the right edge of the body. And then let's bring it over to the right, shifting the hips to the left. Feel the stretch along the left side of the body. Such a good workout hanging out with y'all today. As you come up and in through center, big deep breath up to the sky. You can be kneeling, you can be standing. Hand comes down to the floor. We're going to reach the other arm up and over, feeling the stretch all the way from the shoulder down to the hip. Let's do the other side, up and over, reach, 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 reach. Lengthen, extension. Bring both arms tall up to the sky, and then bring both arms out to the sides. You're going to give yourself a big old hug, the most important stretch of your day. Hope you had a great time and a great workout with me today. It is a pleasure. Thank you for visiting. Have an amazing day.